my name is Shelley. I'm a writer, an astrologer, and a card reader, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Happy Saturday. It is the weekly energy card reading, and what that is you, the viewer, get to choose from one of 3 tarot or oracle decks, and we'll go through and do a quick spread to see what the general energies will be like for the next 7 days. It does not need to be the week of August 28th through September 4th in order for the messages to resonate. If you come across this reading at any time, there might be some messages contained for you. Sorry to shake the camera. But I just wanted to go ahead and say, there's a saying in card reading, take what resonates and leave the rest. So if something doesn't resonate, you do not need to take it. Energy is always changing, and sometimes there's just little nuggets of information in a reading. Sometimes there's a lot, sometimes the entire reading will resonate with you. So again, whatever you feel like, if you were drawn to this video, or if you were drawn to a timestamp or something that you saw. Sometimes I like to just scroll through a video and stop. It's almost like opening up a book and pointing to a paragraph. There's usually the universe speaks in kind of interesting ways that way. But before we get started, I just wanted to go ahead and just say we are in the last week of summer. I always feel like August is the last month of summer. I know technically seasonally you don't get into fall until the end of September, and I know the weather doesn't really change until then either, but when you get back to school and the seasons start to change, there's a smell that's in the air, and the moment I smell that, kind of like I can just tell when things are shifting, right? And not just when coffee is pumpkin spice. That's not that's not a barometer, right? But I am super excited that that fall is right around the corner. It's really my favorite time of year, so it's amazing. This video is starting to bridge into September, so I'm really excited. But as always, we have 3 decks here. I try to keep my decks in rotation. The first deck we have is the Star Seeker Tarot by the Van Mystic, and on top of it we have an amethyst double point, and this is actually the very first stone that I've ever bought for tarot, for New Age, for anything. The second deck we have is the Transparent Tarot, and I think it's by Emily Carding. And on top of it we have a beautiful 3-point crystal. I kind of went with a crystal theme. This is more of a stone, but everything else is more crystal-esque. This is a beautiful 3-point crystal that was given as a free gift when I got the necklace I'm wearing, actually, which is a boulder opal. But the Transparent Tarot was actually a gift from my sister. It's like the first gifted tarot I ever received, and it's really beautiful. This is a really gorgeous deck. The third deck is the oh gosh, why am I drawing a blank? Oh god, the Spacious Tarot. Oh my gosh, I love this deck. I can't believe it's a very natural deck. There's very human. There's almost no human images in this deck, and on top of it we have a beautiful green fluorite. Now, to clarify, I usually bring out 1 oracle deck, but you're going to see that we have 2 decks here, and there's a reason for that. I actually ended up adding this at the very last minute. But the oracle deck that we're going to use to clarify, that also has like a beautiful point on top, I'm really going with the crystals this week, is the Quantum Oracle by Sandra and Taylor. I was just really drawn to pull out that deck. And then this was a last minute addition, but I was so excited to bring it out, is that I'm filming. I always film a few days early, because I got to get up at the butt crack of dawn tomorrow for some physical therapy. I'll be on the table at 7 a.m., so I could probably just sleep through it, but that's way early for me. But I like to film the videos early, so I'm just uploading, and I start uploading and then I go. But I'm filming it on August 26th, which is National Dog Day. And I saw all of my friends on all of my social media platforms posting really adorable pictures of their dog. And what this is the second deck. So we have an oracle deck, and then we have a pack of dogs playing cards. So this is a deck of playing cards, and any card reader knows you can read playing cards the same way that you read tarot. What it is it doesn't have any majors though. You can read the jokers as being the Fool, and I left the jokers in, so we might get that card. But this is really a beautiful deck. It's called Pack of Dogs. And again, if you ever are curious about the names and publishing houses and authors of the decks that I use, please check out the description box. But I never know if I'm saying it correctly. The maker of this deck is Artiphany. And it's a really cute deck, and it comes with a special card. This is Vincent Van Dog. He's so cute. But it's really adorable. All of the suits have different kind of themes, and they go kind of in order. Like you can see him digging holes, and then the hearts. It's like this whole story. It's almost like if you flipped. You know how when you see animation, you know how they flip through a bunch of drawings and you see movement. That's almost how this deck is created. It's really cute. It's not too expensive. You do have to kind of order it online. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to clarify with both the Quantum Oracle and the Pack of Dogs, because it's National Dog Day. I was going to do like a flip through of this deck for National Dog Day, but I didn't get around to it because life has been crazy. But all right, guys, enough blabbing. As always, please choose from your intuition. If you need more time, please pause the video, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. I'm going to go ahead and move up the other decks. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to get up on time tomorrow. I hope so. Oh, gosh. You know, I'm not a morning person. You know, I'm not a morning person. All right. So deck number 1, the Star Seeker Tarot. This is such a gorgeous deck. It's a little bit thicker. The cardstock is really cool. But deck number 1, what's our energy for the week? Please tell me. What's our energy for deck? Ooh. Okay. Okay, this really wanted to come out behind. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys. Deck number 1, are you having the best week ever? Okay. Spoke too soon. Always happens. I love your spirit, deck number 1. You see how much you're like an independent woman. I'm already seeing this. Like, this is a very diverse deck, and there's men in it. Okay, 7 of Wands. Oh my god. Oh, strength. Strength is trying to pop out. Also, the King of Wands tried to pop out. So I think you know what you want. You know how you like it. You go after what you want is deck number 1. But this week is, yeah, this is interesting. Wow. How many wands do we have here? Well, we got Swords, Pentacles. In the end of the week, you have a lot more action. All right, so please, I'm sorry, I'll stop being distracted. Please, Claire, thank you. Look at that. Tell me these two. Synchronicity. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it already. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. All right, so it's National Dog Day, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm filming on National Dog Day. So let's go ahead and get your playing cards. Ooh. Oh, okay. Can we get one more? Look at that. 6. Okay, so this is, I'm sorry, 6 is, oh, wow. That's so cool. That's such a clear message. I love it. Love it. All right, guys. So beginning of the week. First off, I love how I usually pair this crystal with this deck, because you see how like all the wands have crystals on the ends, and you see how this point looks like the point of the wands. And I'll even make a point. I'll make a point. You see right here. Doesn't that look like the same crystal that like the purples in this deck? They just go with this so beautifully. But what I'm really seeing is, I'm seeing at the beginning of the week, you got the High Priestess and you got the Ace of Swords. So what I'm really seeing with that, guys, is that I think in the beginning of the week, like over the weekend, you're going to be kind of like, I don't know if you meditate or if you just do something that's kind of a little, I am getting kind of a new age vibe from this. Either that, or I'm also getting just a very independent woman. I get the sense that whomever is watching this is single, or you just, either that or right now, like you could be married with a family, but like right now, maybe your family's traveling, maybe people are off at school. I mean, you can count it up here, guys. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 single women with long, the other thing I kind of get is, do you have like long wavy hair? Like, do you use that scrunch spray, like that surf scrunch spray that gives you those like beachy waves? I'm sorry, guys. I'm seeing longer hair. And also in the middle of the week, I'm seeing grayer hair. So, you know, you could be a more mature person, but definitely I'm getting kind of like an independent single woman kind of vibe from this. But what I'm kind of seeing is over the weekend, I get the sense like you're just kind of indulging in your own kind of spirituality. And spirituality can be anything. If it can be more formal, where you attend mass or church, but it can also be, when I see the High Priestess, I see clarity. Like, we have the Ace of Swords crowning the High Priestess. I think you're going to be very deep. Like, something over the weekend is getting you really deep in like your meditation. And it's funny, this doesn't necessarily have to be something like, again, it doesn't have to be yoga or meditation. It kind of has a root of that. But what I'm kind of seeing is, I see that you really recharge yourself when you're alone. And I see that you kind of do things that are hidden. Like, maybe you have a public persona. Maybe you work a 9 to 5 where people think, okay, she's the head of our department, or, she runs this department, or she does this for a living. But then over the weekend, you just kind of, you get off the grid. And maybe you indulge in something that you really like to do, but I get the sense that you really kind of pull into yourself. The other thing I get is, like, over the weekend, you're going to be doing things. I know this sounds like a strange analogy, but this is what I'm kind of thinking of. There was an episode of the original Sex in the City series on HBO, like in the early 2000s, which is amazing that it's like 20 years ago. But where there was an episode that talked about your secret self-care activities, right? Like, in all 4 of them, like, Carrie wrote this article that talked about those things that you do when you're only alone, right? Like, and not to be gross, not to be TMI, but like, I think Miranda like analyzed her pores or something, like you look to see if you have any pimples on your face. Some people like to tweeze their face when they're alone, or I'm kind of getting, and that was an interesting episode because it talked about those things that you do that are privately you. And it's those little things that you do when you're alone that no one else knows about that really recharges your batteries. And taking it 1 octave higher, because the High Priestess, I think that you're almost a mystery to people. Because it's like, you clock out on Friday, and then over the weekend, you something about the way that you spend your downtime really opens up your mind. And that doesn't have to be anything real woo-woo, right? Like, you don't have to be walking out in the moonlight wearing, a gossamer veil. You don't have to be doing this, but you do something that's the equivalent of that for yourself in your own private time, and that's how you recharge. And again, I've said it a million times on this channel, I love to scrapbook. And I know that sounds so grandma and dorky, but I was just flipping through my scrapbooks. I was flipping through my, like, this same time last year, I was flipping through that book, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I do this, because I jot down my feelings, my thoughts, I journal, we have pictures, I have screenshots of things that, my friends and I have talked about, and it's so funny, and it kind of preserves that moment in time. But I get this kind of sense, like, whatever it is that you're doing over the weekend, it kind of does that for you. It's that secret personal self-care activity, but it feels very spiritual to you. And again, this can be yoga, it can be you practicing meditation. But I feel like whatever it is that you're doing over the weekend is really opening up your mind. It's almost like by you decompressing or doing whatever it is you do, you're pulling into yourself. I think it also makes other people look at you like you're real magical, because it's almost like you clock out on Friday, you do something over the weekend, and you come back completely refreshed, and people are like, what in the hell are you doing? What like, what fountain of youth are you drinking from over the Saturday and Sunday, right? The other thing I get is that it's really opening up your mind. It's almost like when you come back on Monday, it's like you feel more enlightened. The other thing is you have a lot more energy to expend towards things. But by the middle of the week, you got the Nine of Pentacles, and look at the similarities between these women, guys. You're both wearing kind of like cloaks. I wonder, like, I am getting a very Stevie Nicks kind of vibe from this bio, guys. Like, I think, I love the body positivity in this deck, because none of these women are like skinny. But the other thing that I love about it is that I do think that you wear very flowy clothes. The other thing is I'm seeing about 4 dresses. So again, if you're watching this at the time the video posts, maybe you are kind of enjoying the last days of summer and wearing your dresses. But I do get the sense that the other thing I get is that I feel like you're just kind of going slow. You're kind of going slow, but have you ever had those activities, like, just like I was saying earlier, tonight I love filming these videos, but I almost was kind of taking my time flipping through my scrapbooks, like I didn't want to go yet, and that's kind of the energy I get here. It's almost like whatever it is that you're doing is really kind of opening up your mind. I think you're tuning in through whatever creative or kind of spiritual activities that you do. And by the middle of the week, this is really great, guys, because even if you work or if you don't work, by the middle of the week, you're going to feel like even stronger in this energy. The other thing I get is that there might be some kind of idea that comes to you, as you're doing things. And by the middle of the week, it's almost like I am getting like a sense of privacy here. Like there's just kind of like a you being by yourself and being very, what's the word I'm looking for? It begins with a P. Prolific. You have a very prolific energy. And the interesting thing is it's both spiritual, but it's almost also where you're self-sufficient as well. Like you have enough both spiritual energy to give to other people, and also enough energy for yourself. The other thing I get is with these pentacles, it doesn't necessarily have to be financial. It could be that you also are just feeling very good physically. So this can be yoga, guys. A lot of this flowing kind of clothes. In the last year, if I have another channel here on YouTube that's called Eco Girl in a Modern World, I've been switching over to a lot of organic fabrics. And it's amazing how good my skin is. Like my skin breathes really well. So, but a lot of the more organic fabrics aren't very tailored. They're tailored, but they're definitely looser. They're not going to have the form fitting that like a lot of spandex and other stuff does. And that's almost what I'm kind of seeing. Like you're feeling, I'm getting a strong sense of feeling good in your own skin. The other thing I get is that you're really not concerned. By the middle of the week, whatever these ideas that you're having, and I do get the sense like it's all internal, guys. Like this is private. This is nothing. These are not ideas that you're putting on your social media platforms. Not at all. It's almost like you're getting like your own kind of personal enlightenment. You're like Alice in Wonderland, you're kind of following the white rabbit in your own quiet time. But I think what's happening is people can watch you, and the high priestess is really like the it girl. There's two it girls in tarot: the high priestess and the queen of wands. But the high priestess is mysterious, and the fact that and if you get a chance, you can watch the How to Tarot on the High Priestess on here on my channel. We talked about that, about how people can look at you and you're just radiating this kind of confidence, but it's from your internal thoughts and internal workings. It's almost like you're figuring things out and you're having epiphanies by doing creative spiritual things. It could be card reading, honestly. It could be anything, that you do to kind of calm your mind, or explore kind of spiritually and mentally. But people are really looking at you and going, what's going on with her? Like, because you're so confident, like the way you're feeling inside is really radiating on the outside, but you're so self-contained that you're really not concerned with what other people think about it. And that's what I kind of see here, especially with the falcon there. You're so self-contained. It's almost like people are looking at you, and you don't even know that people are looking at you, and they're wondering what's your secret. That's what I keep hearing. What's her secret? So middle of the week, you look really great, guys. I don't know. Again, I do think that all this energy is really internal. Again, you might be going to work and doing things, but by the middle of the week, you're very cool, calm, collected. Now this is interesting. By the end of the week, you got the 5 of Wands, and then you got the 8 of Wands, and then you got the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Wands and the 5 of Wands is definitely, they're conflict cards, right? Here you see a lot of flaming wands, it's like almost everything coming at you, but you see how peaceful she looks. Like she's not, it's almost like you're meditating. You're not losing your calm. And then I do love this 5 of Wands card, because normally the 5 of Wands, like in traditional tarot, shows 5 people competing. But here you see someone who's almost, I always say this looks like the card of someone bordering up a window. You know how sometimes when a storm is coming, you know how you put wood planks against the windows to make sure that they don't break. That's what I kind of see there. And this is beautiful. 8 of Wands talks about movement. And again, we have that purple stone right in front of the solar plexus there, right in front of the center of your chest, and it's flaming. So I think by the end of the week, you might have some challenges that is coming. I hear storm is coming. That's what I keep hearing, guys. A storm is coming. And what's beautiful is that you see how in the background of this, you don't really see too many gray clouds. But then a few minutes later, it starts to look like a bad sky, right? I think by the end of the week, I really get a sense, guys, that whatever you do in your downtime gets you into such a sense of zen that whatever comes your way, you're ready for it. The other thing is we have the 7 to the 8 to the 5, and this is an incredibly well shuffled deck, guys. That's almost sequential. We got 7, 8, 5. So what that tells me is the crown of the energy is the 5 of Wands. By the end of the week, you are going to have some conflict. And the other thing is 5 of Wands is petty conflict. It's a pissing contest. Sorry to say it that way. I'm sorry, tarot reader, no filter. But the 5 of Wands is really people fighting for really kind of petty reasons. It's also people with equal strength trying to get their own agenda passed. So what I see here is that this is amazing, guys. You have really fast moving energy coming towards you. And I do almost think of pitchforks here. I think that there might be something kind of either announced or some kind of chaos that kind of erupts by the end of the week. And you are so peaceful, like you almost have such a sense of inner calm. And please, If you meditate, whatever it is you do, I'm looking at you like, what's her secret? What's your secret? You got good hair, and you got, and you're wearing great clothes. I think you're wearing all organic clothes, and you have an unshakable sense of calm. The other thing is I get, guys, is that I think you saw, the other thing, I think you meditated at the beginning of the week and you saw this coming. That's the other thing about the high priestess, is she's like the third eye. All this purple, it's like the third eye chakra. It's like the crown chakra. It's like, I'm sorry, not the, well, there's third eye and then there's crown. I think you knew that whatever chaos was coming down the pike, and you were preparing for it, you were meditating, you were breathing, and you weren't going to let it shake you. And now you're boarding up the windows like, come at me, bro. I'm ready for you. And this can be with work, it can be with world events. I do think there's a lot more action that you need to take towards the end of the week. But I do see you acting on your own, so the only thing I see is I don't see other people, and it's funny, the Five of Wands usually has 5 people in it, and there's still one person, and that person is you. So I do think that there's something coming down the pike that's going to be like a storm is coming. A storm is coming. You might have to stand your ground, but you're so centered in your soul purpose. Look at this. You picked the stone that is in her solar plexus. You're ready for whatever's coming at you. And you know how to handle it, and you know how you're going to handle it, and you're not going to let anything shake your resolve. Oh my God, can I be you when I grow up? Can I be you when I grow up? But by the end of the week, you might be taking, the other thing is that all of this is protective and stance. Like all 3 of these cards talk about blocking. Like, and all of it is very peaceful. It's peaceful resistance. You know what I'm almost seeing is when you go to those marches, you know, it's a peaceful march. It's you saying, look, this is the way we should do it. But there might be something that's stirring up. There might be something that's stirring up. But the Five of Wands is a minor card. It's not a major card. So you might have conflicting opinions coming at you, but you're going to be very anchored in yourself, and good for you. So whatever comes your way, you're going to be very anchored. It's almost like a spiritual kind of anchoring. You know what you want to do, and you're not going to let anybody sway you. But you're also gonna block anything. If someone tries to make you do something you don't want to do, you're not gonna react in violence. You're not gonna react with anything like knee jerk. You're just gonna very peacefully say, look, you're gonna sink down into the anchor of yourself. And wow, guys, this is really powerful. And I'm telling you, these cards are so well shuffled for us to have so much synchronicity with the vision, the way this person looks. Now, your oracle card, you got consciousness, optimism, and look at this. More tousled hair. I'm seeing a lot of tousled hair and long flowy gowns. And the other thing I'm seeing is mountains, guys. Like, it's almost like you're deciding what stance you're going to take, because mountains in Lenormand mean challenge. And you definitely have some challenge. It's almost like you're deciding ahead of time how you're going to surmount a challenge, and you're trusting yourself, and you're giving it to God. You're having optimism. You're having optimism that everything is going to turn out the way it's supposed to turn out. And look at this hair, guys. I'm serious. I'm curious if this is resonating, and you do have hair to your butt that has that scrunch, again, that surf spray with the salt in it that makes you look all wavy and gorgeous. Please reply, please post, be like, yeah, that's me. I'm having a good week. By the end of the week, you're holding your own. You're holding your own, honey. I'm so proud of you. Now, it's National Dog Day, so our 2 doggy cards is you got the 4 of Pentacles, or the 4 of Diamonds, which is the 4 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Spades, which is the 6 of Swords. And look at the little hearts on the dog's nose. Oh my God, that's so freaking cute. But the 4 of Pentacles is about holding on. It's about like kind of digging in. And the 6 of Swords is about moving to a calmer place, slowly but steadily. the winds of change are blowing, guys, and your hair is unruffled. And I'm not trying to laugh, but seriously, guys, you are looking at change with the most beautiful vision, which is, let's look at change as an opportunity to become better. Let's not look at change like it's the end of the world. But I do think that you, with the Four of Diamonds and the Seven of Wands, I'm seeing a lot of like digging in, like you're holding your own. Again, the Four of Pentacles is about digging in. It's about not budging. It's about not moving. But then the Six of Swords is about slow movement towards a better place. But it is slow and steady. It's not fast. And that's what I see here, is that even these are all the Wands cards. Well, the Eight of Wands is about fast movement, but I really just get the sense like it's fast movement that's coming at you. But you know the best course of action is to not do anything rash. And you know the best course of action is to do what you know in your heart to be the right thing to do. And I know that you have no question about it. Like, you're anchored. You're so anchored, guys. So by the end of the week, you might see some activity. But I swear to you, you're like the female Yoda. I'm seeing a lot of feminine. Please assign the genders as they resonate, because it's just energy. You know, you can be a man watching this, no problem. But I just think, I do think you have great hair. If you're a guy watching this, you still have the waves. Rock on with your bad self. But it's like, the other thing is, I do think that you're holding your own. You're holding what you believe. The other thing is that you're not making any waves. That's the other thing, is that I see constancy here, guys. I see like you're not letting, there's the world around you, your environment might be really going up and down and chaotic, and you're holding your center based on what you know to be right. The other thing is, I think you might be an example for others, but it's almost like you're an example for others, but you don't even acknowledge that people are watching you. Like, you're staying in your own world. That's the other thing. You're staying in your own world this week, guys. But wow, oh my gosh. I'm telling you guys, I have pulled these cards a million times. Never have I had 5 cards with the same imagery. That is such a synchronicity. That is so freaking cool. All right, so deck number 2. I'm telling you, these stones this week are so gorgeous. So gorgeous. You know. And then the second deck we have is the Transparent Tarot by Emily Carding. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go with this. I might have to pull out a cloth because these are clear plastic cards, so in order to see them, middle of the week, please. Okay. Okay, end of the week, please. This card is really trying to pop out. Ooh, talk about popping. All right. And then we're going to put a background on this. So actually, let me go ahead and grab that. Just a little bit easier to see. It's actually the cloth that I used to wrap the cards. So this was the middle, beginning of the week. There we go. And then there was light. Here we go. All right, so these two stones look so similar. I love it. It's so pretty. The one stone was really, this 3-point stone was given to me. Both of these were given to me as gifts, and they're just so gorgeous. I'm so blessed. All right, so the Quantum Oracle. Let's go ahead and see, please. I am seeing so many synchronicities here, guys. Wow. Holy Toledo. This is wild. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll get one more. 10 of Wands. Oh, holy crap. That's wild. All right. Now, beginning of the week, guys, if you see this, if you can see this, it's kind of hard to see because it's transparent, but what we got is we've got the 10 of swords, and then we've got the page of wands. So what I'm really seeing here, guys, I'll be honest, the first instinct that I get here is that if you are a parent, male or female, if you are a parent over the weekend or into the beginning of the week, you might feel that you have hit some kind of rock bottom with a child, regarding a child. Now, the interesting thing is that I don't think that it's the child that's that's bringing this kind of feeling of defeat. Like, Ten of Swords is a very painful card. Again, you see like the Ten Swords. It's always a really graphic kind of image. But what it is it's about hitting rock bottom. It's about saying, okay, there's no place up, there's no place to go but up, right? Now, what I'm seeing here is that, and the thing is about the page of wands is such a beautiful imagery, because the page of wands is such, it's I usually think of a child who's just so spirited, who's so open. I kind of read this one of two ways, and not to sound strange, guys, but I'm getting a strong feeling if you are a parent, male or female. I am getting more of a female kind of vibe, but parent, male or female, maybe you're spending time with a child. And have you ever had it where you have like some really adult things going on? Maybe you've got bills to pay. Maybe you've got bills that are overdue. Work is really stressing you out. You've got physical ailments, or you've got, like troubles with family. And then your little one is just so open and optimistic and happy and running around and like, hey, will you play with me? But you're feeling like this, right? You just feel like, okay, I'm at my lowest point. So one way I can kind of read it is that maybe if you're spending time with your child and you're just kind of feeling like you would love to be as happy as they are, it's just you can't be because you just have all these adult worries on your mind. The other thing that I kind of get with this is that maybe something going on with the child might have made you feel like rock bottom. And again, I don't think it has anything to do with the child themselves. Maybe you're dealing with an ex-partner, maybe your spouse, or the person the child's father or the child's mother is giving you a whole lot of crap right now, and they're just making your life miserable. So by the time you actually get a chance to spend time with your kid, you just feel like you're pinned to the ground. Either that, or there might have been some kind of defeat regarding a child. Like maybe you're not allowed to see a child, or maybe you've been kind of pinched financially because of some kind of child support. Yeah, I'm getting Page of Pentacles. Like you're trying your best to pay things. I am getting kind of a financial feeling from this, guys. Like someone's kind of screwing you when it comes to a kid. Either that, or and if this is the case, believe me, with the world events right now, if you're watching this at the time the video posts, the world is really crazy. Employment is not guaranteed. And it is so hard. It is so hard for families. It is so hard for parents. And the other way I can kind of read this is that, and I don't, I'm not monetized on YouTube, so, but I'm not, I don't jump into the fray of what you say or what you don't say. But I will just say this: it is so hard for people when you are worried about the health and safety of your child going to school. And that is all I'm going to say at that. It makes you feel like this. It's like, oh my God, I just want my child to learn. I just want my child to be safe. And it's like that kind of feeling like you're powerless, right? That's the Ten of Swords, like you're powerless. Like the other thing is that you have to work 20 times harder. Like when it's funny, there was a great video that talked about how Parents were talking about how much to bathe your children, and I know that sounds like such a dorky thing, but it's become a really big controversy now. And it was funny. Drew Barrymore kind of went on her show, and she's like, "Well, in a normal world, in a normal world, if it's Monday through Friday and my kids are going to school, then it's bathing every night. It's bathing every night. If it's the weekend, I kind of gauge it. Like, okay, how dirty did you get? Did you go rolling in the grass today? Okay, we're taking a bath. If not, okay, do you smell bad? No? Okay, we can probably give you another day." It's like those normal parent decisions, those normal freaking parent decisions, but there's no normal now. There's no normal now. It's like every single time anyone walks in the door, you got to scrub down. You got to go immediately to the bathroom. You need to sit in the bathtub and not touch anything, fully clothed. It's insanity. It's insanity. And when it's your child, it is the two most precious things that belong, family, the safety of family, the sanctity of family, right? Now, the other thing one other way I can read it is if you're not a parent, or if that doesn't pertain, if you're not experiencing any grief, and the other thing I can kind of get is that maybe someone's preventing you from seeing a child. And I'm so sorry if that's the case. Someone's really kind of blocking you, or someone's kind of pinning you to the ground with that. But the other way I can read it is if you're a singleton and you do not have any kids, what I can really see is that I almost kind of see like inside of you have this beautiful jovial spirit. You have the spirit of adventure, but it's almost like it's been beaten out of you. And again, that can be kind of because of world events. It could be because of something that occurred. Just one last way I can read this, and this will only pertain to a very small amount of people, and again, if it doesn't resonate, please don't take it. You might feel stabbed in the back because you get wind of someone having a child. Like maybe you were seeing someone and you thought they were single and they told you, "Oh, I don't have any kids," and then all of a sudden you see them out and about, or if you hear that they have a kid and it just feels like an utter betrayal. That can be one way that we can read this combination. But I am kind of almost getting more of you. Again, the Page of Pentacles came out here. I am getting almost like the other thing that I'm kind of getting from this is that going back to school on its own is very expensive, and this time of year, with all the extra precautions, I can only imagine. It's not just buying notebooks and pencils, it's buying masks, it's buying, it's terrifying. It's terrifying, and I'm sorry, but I am almost getting this kind of feeling. Either that, or I kind of feel like maybe you had a certain plan for what. The other thing I kind of get from this is if this is a parent thing, maybe you had some kind of plan or some kind of goal for your child, and someone kind of completely went against that. And they not only went against that, but they used your money to do it. So it just feels like someone, kind of did you dirty. But over the weekend, the other thing that I kind of get is that if you are a single person and, not a parent, you just might feel really kind of hopeless. Again, the Ten of Swords can be like a feeling like you can't get up, right? Like just feeling, it can be a depression card where you just feel like you don't have enough money, or you feel like you don't have enough motivation. You just don't feel like doing anything, right? You just feel like you're broke and you have no will to do anything anymore. But the thing is that the fact that you have the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands here, you have this within you, guys. Please don't let the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is this is the last card of the sword suit. That means that this is the last pain that can come from that source. There's no way to go but up. So over the weekend, if you're feeling like, okay, like I'm just pinned to the ground, there's nothing I can do, you do have a way out. It's just the other thing about the Ten of Swords is, and not to be controversial with it, but that's what recovery programs are about. Like, when you've hit rock bottom, you know, you've heard about hitting rock bottom. There's no lower point that you can go to. There's no way up. There's no other way but up. But it takes rudimentary steps. It takes baby steps, right? Like a child. So don't be afraid. If you're feeling like you've hit rock bottom, don't be afraid to approach, to start again like a child. We're all learning. We are in a big classroom. You can be 95 years old and still learning how to do something new. You can be 95 years old and still bouncing back from a really crappy situation in your life. There's no, you know what I'm hearing? You know what I'm hearing with both these children kind of running? Have you ever seen that game where someone goes, redo, you know, okay, I want a do-over. There you go. That's what I'm hearing. You need a do-over. But I do feel like it's almost like you're not over the weekend, you're not quite ready for the do-over yet, but you have that option. You can pop back up and go, I need a do-over. I need to start over. And you can start over. And honestly, if this does involve children, you can start over with your kids as well. You can start over with the kids. Now definitely if you're dealing with kind of like a tough ex or something like that, that's going to make it a lot more challenging. But break it down into manageable pieces. That's the way you do things, is that it's never going to be big chunks, right? Just break things down into manageable pieces. Now, the middle of the week, this is gorgeous energy, guys. You got the Ace of freaking Cups, and you got the Strength card. And look at how beautiful this Strength card is. You see the lion being cupped by the hand. And oh my gosh, guys, I really get the feeling like this is you. I'm feeling it in my heart chakra right now, right, guys? I'm feeling it in the center of my chest. You know what I'm getting is I'm getting a lot of self-love. I think, you know, I've mentioned it before on this channel. It was a long time ago, but you know, there was a story, and it was really such a shocking story. I can't believe I think it's true. You never know what you read in the internet, but there was a story that I had read that said that there was a child. There was a child who had been locked in an attic, and they had a physical disablement, but they had not been touched. The child was about 8 years old, and they really had not had a whole lot of human contact. Like, they hadn't been held, they'd been fed, but never really held or touched. And when the authorities discovered them, when someone actually went to touch the child, and I hate to relay it, you know how when you see rescue stories, you know, when you pick up an animal who hasn't had any human contact, or any other living thing that has not known love or not known a lot of kindness. And this can be anyone, you know, anyone who has just experienced a lot of really, you know, a lot of hate in their life and have never known any kindness. It's a little foreign at first, right? And it is almost like that look on this lion's face. Someone is actually touching me, like, and you kind of melt into it. The other thing is that you do see kind of a little bit of reserve in their eyes, like, can I trust you? Am I able to trust you? So by the middle of the week, I kind of read this one of two ways. The Ace of Cups can be a brand new love. There can be someone who's reaching out to you and touching you and showing you kindness, and it feels like a beginning of something, and you want to trust it, right? The other thing is that the Ace of Cups and Strength can be self-love. By the middle of the week, you're getting out of the, and again, we're going from a 10 of Swords to the Ace of Cups. That's such a beautiful transition, guys. You're no longer going to feel this pin to the ground energy. You're going to, the Ace of Cups can be a lot of self-love. Like, okay, moving forward, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do what makes me happy. I'm going to give myself the love, because strength is about that. Like, strength is, the Strength card is about that, like, that inner wild beast that you kind of tame. You know, you see the virgin that opens the lion's mouth. And actually, the cusp, we just got past the cusp. In astrology, the day that's the cusp of Leo and Virgo, which is the Strength card, because it's the virgin and the lion, was August 23rd. But by the middle of the week, I am getting that this, I'm seeing a lot of singular energy. So I do think this is self-love, guys. And this is beautiful. It is. It's almost like you're going to buckle down and be like, okay, I can either take those baby steps to get better. I can show myself. The other thing is, show yourself the love that the world is denying you. Because I've definitely been in places like that. I've had fights with people. I've felt like everyone was against me. And what it is it's like, okay, what love do I need to give myself? Just turn it inward. Fill your own cup first, right? Fill your own cup first. The other thing I get with strength is, just because you've had some rough experiences, believe me, I know. The moment that someone kind of does you dirty, you start to believe that everyone is like them. You start to think that there's no good people in the world. And it's amazing how when I start to get in that mindset, especially like romantically, I turn to my friends. And I look at my friends and I'm like, oh my God, these are giving, sweet people. They don't have to be my friend. They don't have to, I know this sounds weird, but it's like, say you have someone who's did something horrible to you, or did something selfish, or used you, or abused you, or, made you question yourself. Then you look at the people who've always been there for you, like your friends and your family. And your family, your family doesn't always have to be there. There's plenty of people who have, born into a family that and some of this energy might be family sourced. But you do have people around you who care about you. You do have people around you who like you for who you are, right? And really lean on that. Lean on your support system, but start with yourself first. I feel like by the middle of the week, you're really starting with yourself, which is a good place to begin. Because the moment that you have self-respect, the moment you give yourself the love that the world is denying you, you're telling yourself that you deserve it. You deserve love. You deserve love. You deserve to be treated the way that you deserve to be treated. And it's true that it's an energetic kind of it's an energetic cycle. The moment you treat yourself with respect and you demand respect for yourself, the world will see, okay, this person treats themselves with respect. I have to respect this person. It's almost like you're showing the world how you're meant to be treated. And this is really beautiful, guys. I do think by the middle of the week, you're really, the other thing is the Ace is a great new beginning. So maybe this is a quiet evening at home. I do get the sense like this is not in the public eye. I think all of this is happening really like kind of behind the scenes. But the other thing is that I do think that you might have to wrestle, because the other thing about strength is it's a little bit of a wrestling card. You might have to wrestle some kind of scripts, like some psychological scripts in your own mind, maybe it's and again, it might be really hard for you to treat yourself well, to pull back this energy from others. Or the other thing I kind of get from this is definitely if you feel like you've been stabbed in the back. I've definitely been in places like that where I'm like, why does this keep happening to me? Why do I keep letting people take advantage of me? Or, why do I keep meeting people, that use me? Things like that. So this might be a little bit of a psychological kind of purge, because new beginnings can start at any time you want them to. anytime. It can start right now. It can start right now. You can say, okay, beginning right now. And the other thing that I like to remind myself is that I am my own protector. I don't need anybody to protect me. I am my own protector. If someone approaches me and says something that I think is kind of shady, I can say no thank you and walk away. If someone's trying to pull something on with me or ask me to do something that I'm not comfortable with, I can say no thank you. And that's the Ace of Cups, guys. That's you showing strength. And even though you might be afraid of, like, okay, if I don't do what this person wants me to do, maybe they'll walk away or maybe they won't like me. Who cares? It's your cup. You're filling your cup. And honestly, if anybody is pushing you to do something you don't want to do, there's something under the surface there. You be your own protector, right? And that strength and the other thing is be kind to yourself. That's the other thing I'm seeing is that the Ten of Swords can be a lot of negative self-talk too. Like, why did I let this happen to me? I'm so stupid, blah, blah, blah. Kick that naysayer out of your own head. Be kind to yourself. And also reach out to only allow people in your vicinity who are kind to you. Only allow supportive people around you, right? And I think by the middle of the week, the other thing is this is a major arcana, and it's the only major arcana in the spread. That's very, very strong, guys. I'm so proud of you. Now, by the end of the week, you got the Queen of freaking Wands, and you got the Four of Cups. Now, this is interesting, guys. Now, first off, can I just point out, look at this Queen of Wands. You see how she's a redhead? And look at your Oracle card. Tell me there is not a freaking synchronicity there. And what we have is we've got the Four of Cups, which is really a card about, like, not being satisfied with anything, just feeling kind of bored. And what I see here is that I think by the end of the week, you're feeling very dynamic. You're feeling better. You're feeling like you're in your own power. But it's almost like you're afraid to move forward. And I am going to go ahead and read your card here. This is amazing. You got intention. Like, intention is like, okay, what do you want to do? And you see how she's in a garden has a fence, but then there's all these fireworks outside, and it says playing it safe. You know what it is that I think you have the ability to leave whatever. This might be a situation, guys. You might be dealing with some kind of situation. It says a woman sits at a table in a fenced-in yard. In the distance, fireworks light the sky. The woman seems comfortable lounging in her lovely garden, but ignoring the world outside the fence. Her situation may be inadequate, but she's missing out on all the joy and excitement beyond her own environment. This reflects a present mindset or situation for you. There's a circumstance or relationship or even a place that you're choosing to stay in out of familiarity, inhibition, or self-doubt. You're making the assumption that something familiar is predictable and therefore safe, but that's not necessarily the case. In fact, you may actually be limiting yourself, and also limiting the joy that you could be experiencing in your life. Only when your choice is to stay is based on a sense of genuine joy and a feeling of self-honor does this decision resonate with your heart. It's time to look at all of your options and know that you're resourceful enough to break through the fence of your own making. The abundantly beautiful world is yours for the taking. Join the celebration. I think by the end of the week, guys, you're starting to realize that you might have been kind of hurt in the past, but as soon as the end of the week, you're going to realize that you're kind of bored where you're at. The other thing I get is that I think that you're going to finally get enough self-confidence, because that's the other thing, Leo, and then the Queen of Wands, which is also a very Leo card. I think you're going to realize that you're stronger than you think. You're stronger than you think, and there's opportunities out there for you, and really where you're at is keeping you fenced in. It's keeping you fenced in, and you're bored. I think you're bored. Because you got teacups on the table here too, guys. Look at that. You got teacups on the table. But your two playing cards is you got Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. Oh my gosh. Seven of Pentacles is about evaluating how much you've invested in something. If this is a relationship, guys, maybe you've invested enough and it's just draining your energy. It's draining your energy. The other thing is I get is that it's taking from your self-confidence. Like it's making you feel pinned in. And the Queen of Wands is like the King of Wands. Nobody puts baby in a corner. You have so much more dynamic. You have adventures to go on, right? So, but I do think that you're almost contemplating. I think that by the end of the week you're feeling stronger. I think you're feeling more like yourself, but you are still in the garden. You're still in the garden. And it's up to you when you leave that garden. I don't think that you've left just yet. But I think you are starting to recognize that you have much more potential, that you don't need to stay anywhere that's not making you happy. And you have to make, I think you are going to be kind of evaluating. This might involve money. That's the other thing, is that maybe you're deciding, okay, I've already invested this much in it. But whatever it is, it's making you tired. This is the Ten of Wands. And you see this person, it's almost like you're plodding along. It's draining your life force to do this, whatever it is that you've been doing. And by the end of the week, I do think that you're playing it safe. But you decide what you want to do. But by the end of the week, I think just look at these images, guys. I think this is such a synchronicity. This is such a synchronicity. You know, are you going to sit there and be, you know, kind of, you know, daydreaming about what you can do when you have all this opportunity just outside the fence, right? But all right, guys, wow, we're getting a lot of synchronicities this week, even in all of the cards. That's really cool. I love it. All right, we're gonna move this over since we don't need it. Oh, real quick, guys, I didn't show it in the intro, but I did. I also made a bag for my dog cards, so I always do this. I love to sew. My friend gifted me a sewing machine, and I need to pull it out. Again, it's on my list of a million other things. I have a vacation coming up eventually, so it feels like a long way away. But all right, guys, so let's go ahead and deck number 3, the Spacious Tarot. Oh, it popped right out. Oh, the Ace of Cups. Oh my gosh. I love it when the common denominator for the week is the Ace of Cups. Okay, please clarify the other of Cups, please. Wow. The other thing I'm really getting is I'm getting a lot of like, getting a lot of spiritual kind of like, again, a lot of self-evaluation, like a pull. All three decks were really about pulling within. So I think everybody who's watching this channel, I don't know if it's just the nature of my watchers, which is awesome, or if it's just the energy, again, kind of the collective energy. Ooh, 2 8s. Okay, let's go ahead and get your oracle cards. So one oracle. Another 8. All right. Okay, so beginning of the week we got the Ace of Cups, which is really awesome. I love how in the background you kind of see mountains. But yeah, Three of Wands. So, Four of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So what I'm kind of seeing here is that beginning of the week, over the weekend and then the beginning of the week, we got the Ace of Cups. And you see the mountains through the cup, right? So what I really kind of get from this card, and I always get this imagery, is that mountains in Lenormand talk about challenge, like climbing a mountain, going over the mountains, right? But here I see that you know that you have challenges ahead, but again, over the weekend, I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of self-love activities. Like you're almost optimistic about the challenges that lie ahead because it's interesting. The Elder of Cups has the same cup where you see the mountain through the cup. What I'm really seeing is that I feel like over the weekend you know how sometimes when if you know that you have a big project coming up at work, and then it's the weekend and you're not at work, but you're thinking about you're thinking ahead, like, okay, this project's coming up, what am I going to do? You're like ruminating about it, right? But what you do is you kind of think ahead, and it's like you can either be thinking ahead with anxious thoughts, like, okay, what am I going to do? Or with panic thoughts, like, I'm not going to make it, I'm going to fail. Or, with the Ace of Cups, I almost get this kind of feeling of like emotional self-assuredness. And I do get the sense it's almost like what's ahead, but you're so anchored that you're ready for it. You're ready for it because the Ace of Cups is the beginning, right? It's a beginning. And with the cup overflowing, the ace can be romantic, but it can also be self-love. So I'm really kind of seeing, like, over the weekend, you're looking ahead at what is going to be an obstacle, but you either have enough self-love or you're looking ahead at, like a new beginning, a new emotional beginning that you want to start. And it's almost like, it is almost being like kind of stoked, like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I know that this is what I want, right? This is what I want. It's going to make me happy. There's going to be some challenges, but everything's going to be okay because I'm going to get over this. It is almost like having your own cup overfloweth, right? Your own cup overfloweth, and even though you see these challenges in the distance, everything's going to be okay. But I do almost get, like, over the weekend, it is almost like an optimism. It's like an emotional optimism that I'm feeling, because what I kind of see here is, you see how the fish is coming, the Elder of Cups is the King of Cups, and you see how he's coming up from the depths of the ocean, and he's coming up to the same cup that you see here, right? It's almost like over the weekend, I do almost get like an emotional kind of preparation. Like maybe you're feeling it. You're feeling the situation out. The other thing I get is that this could be dreams. That one other way is that you might be having some kind of prophetic dreams over the weekend about how to handle an upcoming situation. But I do get the sense like you're getting yourself like emotionally prepared, like you're emotionally excited, and you're emotionally ready to tackle the thing at hand because you know what you want. Now, the other thing I get is that I do see quite a few relationships cards here. And what I am seeing is I am seeing an Ace of Cups, a Two of Wands, which is a decision, a choice, and one of the choices is very clear. And then you have the Lovers. And then the Elder of Wands is someone who's very emotionally faithful. So what I see is I see someone kind of coming out of the depths and coming up to the cup. So what I really kind of see is, again, you're anchoring yourself. It's almost like you're getting yourself ready. Either that, or there's some kind of new relationship, some kind of new emotional start that is worth you going through some kind of challenge. It's worth you going through some kind of challenge. It's like this emotional connection feels like the right thing, that you're willing to make a choice, you're willing to choose and follow your heart, which is the Elder of Cups. And it's like by the middle of the week, you're actually following the action. So over the weekend, it's almost like you're thinking about, okay, what's coming up and what I want to do, but you're thinking about, this is going to be exciting because it's what I really want to do. The other thing that I kind of get here is that if it is a choice that you have to make in order to follow your heart, in order to follow what you know to be right, you're ready to do that. But the thing is that it might be a choice. With the Lovers here, these are two choice cards, guys. And the thing about the Two of Wands is that in the traditional Two of Wands, you see one rod is kind of bolted to the wall, and the other rod is loose, and he's holding a globe, which is like the world. I think you know what direction you want to go, but it is going to be a journey. It's almost like you have to leave your pond and you have to go towards the challenge. You have to go toward this challenge, and it's a choice. It's a choice. But I think you know what choice you want to make. This really does feel like it might involve lovers, guys. It might involve two people, and you know where your heart lies, and you want to follow that choice, but it's going to be a challenge. Now, by the end of the week, we got the Emperor, and you have both the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. And wow, guys, it's almost like you got a plan. I feel like you have a plan, and this plan is really rooted in what you want. And like this is a king who's making a choice, and he's filling his own cup. He's following his own goals. I feel like you have a plan. You have such a plan, and you know what you're going to do, and it's going to be your plan. But the thing is, by the end of the week, it's funny, how sometimes when in life, when we decide to pursue something, when we're thinking about it in our mind, when we're stoking ourselves up to that we're going to do it, we're like, yes, this is what I want, I'm going to do it. But then when you actually get on the journey, when you actually start following it, it does get pretty tough along the way. And by the end of the week, I kind of see that the Eight of Pentacles is being about is working, it's like working hard. And the Eight of Swords is about feeling a little separate, like feeling kind of trapped in your head. So I think by the end of the week, you're staying true to the path. Now, just one other way I can read this, guys, and just to throw it out there, this might not resonate for everyone, and if it doesn't resonate for you, please throw it out. Don't listen to it if it's not your message. But you might be called towards another love relationship, but you might be in a current relationship. And you know that you want to go towards this other love, but then by the end of the week, it's almost like you're bound by responsibility, right? Now, this could be that with the Lovers and the Emperor, this could be that you, if you're a woman watching this, you might be drawn to another man, another male love interest, but you feel like kind of trapped, like you have to continue to work towards the relationship with a father figure, like either the father of your children or your husband. And it's making you feel very trapped mentally. Like you can't say what you want to say. You can't express what you feel. Either that, or if you're a man watching this, you really have a goal to make a choice about your love relationship, but it's almost like you have it in your mind that you want to go. Like here, he hasn't broken the surface yet. He knows he wants to go towards that cup, he knows it's what he wants, but he hasn't approached it yet. Like, it's almost like he still has to make that decision. He really wants to make that decision, but it's almost like by the end of the week, you can't make that choice yet. Like, you have to continue to work, even though it makes you feel real mentally trapped. Now, it's interesting, it's so funny, we've got so much red and yellow here, a lot of primary colors, and then your oracle card, you got happy success. You see this person? And honestly, the Ace of Cups is kind of like this. You know, Ace of Cups, you see look at this, guys, synchronicity alerts. You see the stem there, and look at these glows there, like the orbs. I think you, in your consciousness, you really want success, right? But it's amazing, guys, you know, like, if I was just seeing, in the middle of the week, if I was just seeing the Lovers and the King of Cups, I would think that you were very happy in an existing relationship, but you got the Two of Wands in between. It's like you're torn. It's like you're torn. It's like you have a choice to make. But by the end of the week, you're sticking with duty. Like, by the end of the week, you're sticking with the existing wand. You're not going towards the choice that you really want to go towards. You're with the existing wand. Now, this is interesting, guys, is that your two dog cards, you got the Ten of Cups, which really talks about joy and happiness, and you got the Three of Swords. So, I mean, honestly, guys, not to sound funny, but I am kind of getting like a third party situation here. And don't take that message if it doesn't resonate. One other way that I can kind of read this is that maybe you have some kind of success, something that you really are celebrating. You know, the Emperor and the Ace of Pentacles really talks about career. It really talks about working hard, like mastering a craft. But you might feel like you're separated, because the Three of Swords is about like painful separation, like a third party interference to you being happy. Now, just one other way I could kind of throw it out is that maybe you want to spend more time with your love interest, but things are getting really kind of intense at work, where, you know, you really want, if you had your way, you would spend your time with your love, but you have other obligations right now. You know where your heart lies, but by the end of the week, it's like really, you might be torn between career and, you know, but the thing with great happiness is that can be, you know, on both sides. You know, if you're doing well at work, you can be very happy there. If you're, you know, you have a great new start with a love interest, you could be very happy there as well. But the two are kind of conflicting, right? You know, work is getting in the way of the relationship's getting in the way of the work. But, you know, either way, happy success in the Ten of Cups, I mean, that's like, but what I really am getting here is that there's some kind of block to your happiness. There's some kind of block to your happiness. Like, you know what you want to go after, but there's both the Lovers and the Two of Wands talk about a choice. Can I get one clarifying card about why is this so weird? It's almost like by the end of the week. Eight of Cups, Ace of Wands, Six of Wands. Yeah, you know what, guys? I am seeing like, almost like you're walking away from love and the Two of Cups. It's almost like you have a choice between love and victory. And I know that sounds funny. I'm hearing almost like high honors, like maybe it's honors at work. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, like making a lot of money. Nine of Wands. Yeah. You're kind of worn out. Like, you know, again, maybe you just feel like Two of Pentacles. Juggling. That's another two. Five of Swords. Yeah, I do. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I'm pulling a million cards, but I do feel like you're juggling. Yeah, there's some kind of juggling going on here. I'm not necessarily seeing like, two people. It could be two people, but I am almost seeing like a conflict, like there's a separation between love because of work, or there's a separation from, you know, like your love is trying to pull you away from work. And either way, it's like delaying your success, or it's almost like it's dampering. One is dampering the other. But I think in your heart, you know what you want to go towards. You know which one you want to choose. But the funny thing is, I don't think it's work. I think you really want to choose the love. I think you want to choose the love, but it's almost like you're kind of stuck in your head. You don't want to... I think the other thing is you don't want to look bad. There's something about like work and not looking bad, you know? One other tarot. What's this happy success and juggling? Five of Cups. Yes. Five of Cups is like mourning over something that was lost, like spilled over cups. Some kind of lost opportunity. There's a mourning over a lost opportunity. If you pursue the love, then you're going to lose some kind of accolades at work. Ten of Cups, Child of Swords. This is crazy, guys. This is the second Ten of Cups. These two are both Ten of Cups. Next to the Child of Swords. You're afraid of someone talking. Oh my gosh, I'm getting this so strongly. If you go after some kind of love interest, you're afraid people are gonna talk. It's gonna cause gossip. Look at it. These two dogs look like they're conspiring. So you're kind of juggling it, but you know what you... Wheel of Fortune, fate and destiny, and the star. Yeah, guys. But yeah, by the end of the week, you're working hard. You're working really hard. You're doing that job. You're Explorer of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. You're getting it done. But you might feel like you're kind of sacrificing your choice. Like, you know what you want to do. You know the choice you want to go to. It's almost like you want to follow your heart, but you can't right now. By the end of the week, you might feel a little trapped in your head about it. But you are close to success. Like, there's a little bit of separation from total happiness, but you know... It's almost like if you buckle down and make the choice, you would know how to get to that Ten of Cups. Like, that Ten of Cups is there. You just have to choose it. All right, guys. So, wow, that was a deep read. I know we had some extra cards there, but I'm so glad we pulled out the doggy cards. I'm so excited. Again, if you're curious about the maker of the pack of dogs, it's only it's about $15, not too expensive, and really good card stock. It's so cute. These were a gift from my mom, and adorable cards, But I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful first week of September. I am going to go ahead and sign off. I have to get up early birdie tomorrow. But I thank you for joining, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Bye.